Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Akokadash. Once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who continue to push this truth out on the highways and byways along with the younger Akim. Salutations to go out for the Akim on the highways and byways across the four corners, pushing this truth also. Trying to wake up the remaining hope of the elect. This is Naaman with the DC camp. And here again is an example. What our people go through, unlike anybody else. All right. Especially here in America. All right. And this has to do with Brigham Young. Somebody nicknamed it, how did it go? Bigot Young University athletic director calls fans racist abuse of Duke volleyball player. Everything except racist. All right, so he skirted around the issue while this young lady was being abused. No one stepped up to, get this individual, say, shut the hell up or remove this individual. Why? Because at the end of the day, no one gives a shit when it comes to us. They really don't. All right. And of course, you have to realize this is what we brought on ourselves for disobeying the Most High Yahweh's law, statutes, and commandments. All right. But there's light at the end of the road. That light being, of course, Yahweh Shai. And you can see, as you understand the prophecies, that time in this place, our place of torment, all right, it's winding down. And you can see, if you're paying attention, what looks on these devils' faces. We understand with current events and with certain legislation and executive orders that are being passed that, yeah, this place is out of here. Once again, your elected officials are selling you out. But who gets the blame? It's those Negroes. It's those Latinos. All right. Of course, we catch the heat. But again, this is prophecy. These things have to happen. But let's get into the story. So this young lady, let's take a look, get a face, see who we're talking about. I don't know why it didn't come up. Okay, don't know what's going on here. Okay, something is not right. See, this always happens when you make the video. Let's see if I can go here. I want you just, so you get an idea who we're talking about. Here she is. The young lady here, she's Duke, Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina. Yeah, okay, Duke University. All right. Is it called the N-word during a volleyball tournament, a game? Her name is Rachel Richardson, and every time she served, someone in the audience kept calling her nigger. Richardson, who is the only Jake player on the team, was also threatened. She's the only one. Was also threatened by the disgruntled fans. She was threatened by a white male that told her to watch her back going to the team bus. Why? But this is the question we've always asked. Why? The big, bad, tough, so-called white man. What threat is she to you? But this is, of course, shows you the cowardice of this individual. You gotta understand, these so-called, you get these stories of Americana going back to the history, how they conquered the West and all this, and it's all bullshit. We all know that. But these people lack character. This is why they are the wicked. This is why, and where I'm going with this, you understand now why he was given the blessing that he was given with the sword. Imagine him without it. A police officer had to be put by their bench. The unidentified fan reportedly sat in the BYU section during the entire game, taunting Richardson, and was never asked to leave. Multiple reports state that he was not a student of the school. So here comes Bigot Young University, that's the name I have for it now. A. Mormons, what do you expect? After Richardson's story took the internet by firestorm, BYU issued a statement apologizing. Here they go up always, for the disruptive attendees' behavior. We will not tolerate behavior of this kind. Specifically, the use of a racial slur in any of our athletic events is absolutely unacceptable. And the BYU Athletics holds a zero-tolerance approach to this behavior. Typical company line. We wholeheartedly apologize to Duke University and especially its student athlete competing last night for what they experienced. We want BYU athletic events to provide a safe environment for all, and there is no place for behaviors like this in our venues. The fan was subsequently banned from attending future games, so they know who it is. Okay, once again, seems like they're protecting whoever this was. Let's see if we can get a glimpse of the whole statement here. Let's see. Again, we're under the curses, and nobody else has to go with this, but we know there are certain people that pretend and they put themselves in certain situations, and people have been conditioned to automatically feel sorry for them, and they've conned the world. And the people I'm talking about are the ones pretending to be Jews. All right, they're frauds, and it's not that hard to prove it. It really isn't. It's just they run the world. So all their press, their media, which is a weapon, they're always going to get, the big thing with them is when you call them out, you get accused of being a anti-Semite, which, if anyone bothered to look that word up, it doesn't exist. Or they've conned, and when you understand that area where they were driven up to, which is now the Ukraine, you're looking at some sly, slick, wicked individuals. They're all the same people. They've got different tribes, just like just about everybody else. What's those people? The Romanis, I think that's what they are. They were known for these traveling families of con artists. That's just these people. That's their MO. You don't believe me? Look these things up. That's what our people fail to do in most cases. Let me try to get back to where I was. Okay, here it is. And they're right. When we go back, it's always, we apologize, and they don't take, that's it. But when you do something and they take you to court, you gotta trust me, you're gonna do more than just say I'm sorry. And it says it right here. Some say an apology is no, and they're right, it's not. In a follow-up tweet, Pamplin said that the university's apology wasn't enough. She led into school officials for their failure to stop the agitator, and they're right. Not one freaking adult did anything to protect her. Before telling her followers that Richardson would be sharing her story soon. Online, a ton of social media users also slammed Bigot Young University for their weak apology. All right. What is your, and this is one who wrote in and said, what is your policy going forward and what punishments will accrue? All right. Where were your coaches, referees, chaperones, and team leaders to intervene and bench those engaging in this threatening behavior? And it is threatening. What is your policy going forward and what punishments will accrue? All right. USA Today journalist Mike Freeman lit into both BYU and Duke. Let's not forget Duke for their failure to protect Richardson. What is certain about this horrible story, and this is Mike Freeman, said journalist, what is certain about this horrible story about Duke volleyball player Rachel Richardson is everyone failed. Duke did, BYU did, all the coaches, the athletic directors, all of them. Only Richardson showed strength and courage, and she shouldn't have to, had to. While the third user slammed white crowd goers who stood around and did nothing to stop the fans' inappropriate behavior. I mean, do we really as a people, are we really surprised at the end of the day? This is who we've been under and oppressed by for hundreds of years now. For those that you tend to believe in that civil rights bullshit and don't really understand what it actually was, because our people, they really need a wake-up call, and it's coming. Each and every day you can just sense something like it's, it's getting ready to break. I'm thinking Daniel 9 and 12. And you got to understand, like I said before, this is, at the end of the day, we're getting what we deserve. We deserve actually more, as far as our punishment. This is the Most High at the end of the day saying, hey, you need me. I'm going to show you how much of a worm you really are. I'll put you under, all right, a people that hate you. This is spiritual. This goes beyond what some idiots think about, is skin color. No, this is spiritual. This was set up in the spirit. Jacob and Esau, when you understand that, you understand it goes back further. It goes all the way back to the garden. Cain and Abel. All right. Professor B, it is absolutely shameful. And I hope that much, much more than a mere apology on Twitter is going to happen to allow someone to be called a nigger for the whole game and not stop it. So-called white people who stood around, cheered, and did nothing are just as guilty as the pissant racist who kept yelling at a young woman to demean and rattle her. To say nothing of the white supremacist bastard that told her to watch her back. Damn, I get so sick and tired of this. Let's get some of the replies on this one. Professor B, again, I'm done with for now, but I'm telling you, the Mormon church needs to get their heads out of the clouds and understand that they will not be able to keep the people they have if they don't understand that whitesome ain't delightsome anymore. especially when it's racist. Let's see somebody else. This is whatever that is, cirrhosis, or however she says it. This is what makes me the most angry. Anyone could have stood up and fought for this girl. Nobody did. It's disgusting and shameful because they just showed at the end of the day who they really were. That's all. You got this facade that these Edomites put on. And you can sense it. You get the fake, smile, the smirk. All right. And the fucked up thing about it, you have a lot of our people want to stay and don't mind being here, subjected to shit like this, as long as they get a good job. JR says, wish I had been there. I would be on the court in a heartbeat. Not for me, but for that precious player. That's about it. Let's go back. Jordan Kramer, a BYU fan, was permitted to stay for an entire game after yelling racial slurs loud enough for a player to hear and a police officer to be placed on their bench for safety. This simply is not good enough. Good point. BYU broadcast, this is Tomer Azerly. BYU broadcasts all their games on BYU TV with multiple angles of the crowd. Should be no issue finding out who did this if they really want to. That's another good point. Duke was scheduled to play against Rider on Saturday, but the event was moved from BYU Smith Fieldhouse to a different venue in Provo, Utah, out of safety concerns. What the fuck? Gregory Kuntz, I'm wondering why, if not her coaches and teammates, didn't play a bigger role in helping to support her. Like, for instance, threatening to interrupt the match by exiting the court if the racist conduct continued. Believe it or not, that lack of support while the incident is occurring can hurt much deeper than the actual verbal assault. Good point. Why did it continue the whole game? See, there's more going on here. This has to do with Duke too. I was going to say early on that I would look into might change schools. David Reichner, can't wait for the Lord to return, where there is no poor among us, no vulgarity. Yeah, well, don't know who you are. Well, let's just take a look and see if... Nah, it's not. I was going to try to see if it took me to his page. Nah. Oh, man. Yeah. But like I say, this is something that we brought on ourselves. Let's go get some scriptures here. Let's go to Lamentations 1 and 12. In fact, let me go to another app because I want to get the headings. Let's see. Lamentation 1 and 12. Alright. How lonely sits the city. That's another thing our people, the majority of our people, don't understand. We are on our own. Nobody likes us. Nobody loves us. Alright. In fact, before I get this, I'll come back to prove my point. Let's go here. This is Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 5. It says, the Lord will not relent, is the heading. Verse 5, for who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Remember, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside, all right, to ask how thou doest? Get a load of that. Who is asking the question? All right. How thou doest. To salute thee, to wish thee peace. No one. No one. No one cares. Now let's go back to Lamentations 1. The lonely city. And that's what we are at the end of the day. Is it nothing to you, all ye that pass by? To my all the others. You got to remember, we've always had this thing when you go scriptures like Isaiah chapter 30 and 31, where you go to history behind it. Our people always sought help, in some cases from our enemies. And it's like, okay, when you do that, what do you expect? They're our enemies. All right? And this is pretty much asking the same question. Is it nothing to you, all ye that pass by? Behold, and see if there be any sorrow like unto my sorrow, which is done unto me, wherewith the Most High hath afflicted me in the day of his fierce anger. Because what did I say earlier on? We brought this on ourselves, turning our back on the Most High, neglecting to follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. This is what we get. 13, from above hath he sent fire into my bones, and it prevaileth against them. He hath spread a net for my feet. He hath turned me back. He hath made me desolate and faint all the day. All right. Again, we brought this on ourselves. All right. Let's go to, let's see. Oops. This is Isaiah 49:3. And said unto me, Thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified. Then I said, I have labored in vain. I have spent my strength for naught and in vain. Yet surely my judgment is with the Most High Yahweh, my work with the Most High. All right. Like I say, they're nervous now. You're going to have, trust me, they know we're out there on the highways and byways, out on the corners, all right, condemning this place. And they thought they had everything wrapped up. You know, the Lord says too that he's going to perform a work in that day in which, you know, no one will believe it possible. And you're seeing our people, we that are out there on the highways and byways, and others that are tuning in, that are waking up, and they're saying, oh, wait a minute now. See, they didn't catch as many people as they thought they were in this scam. You know, they wanted everybody to take this certain, what they call medicine. It didn't quite work out. So now here comes something else, and there's going to be something else. And now they're going to get you where it hurts. He signed this executive order 14067 back in March. Now he's coming after the money. Is as Apostle Aramlad said, he's using reverse tactics. We know the story of Jacob and Esau. and how Esau served his birthright. Why? Because of hunger. So what do you think he's going to use against us to try to get that birthright back? Hunger. Think about that. Hunger is a great motivator along with fear. Fear didn't quite work the way he wanted it to. All right? He didn't catch everybody in that trap. Of course, the ones he was looking for will be our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that comprise Israel, and those that are scattered throughout, as the prophecy says. So, back to this young lady here, you know, if I were her, I'd look to go somewhere else, say, fuck you. Here goes another commenter. White people who stood around, cheered, and did nothing are just as guilty as a pissant racist who kept yelling at a young woman to demean and rattle her. Okay, you already read that one. Go again. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Damn shame. There she goes again. But, you know, you have to say, too, that we understand that so-called black woman, she's, you know, headstrong. She wanted to go her own way. She, you know, just jumped in with the feminist crowd, demeaning Jake and thinking she could do it on her own. And it's like the times that we're coming up in now, some are starting to rethink of that, you know. And we always, hey, we read Micah 7 and 10, you know, it's coming. She gonna, your so-called sister, the so-called black woman, you know, hey, she jumped ship. She joined in with the white man and against her own man, you know, and helped our enemy, you know. So, hey, you got to answer for that. This is part of that. You want to be on your own? Hey, you know, you can't leave out that aspect of it, you know. Micah 7:10, I might as well read it. Micah 7:10 is there for a reason. You got to pay for that. Ain't no just jumping back across the line after you done crossed over and said, fuck you. This is Micah 7:10. It says, then she that is mine enemy, and we know the black woman has been our enemy. All right. Then she that is my enemy shall see it. See what? What everybody is seeing now. We're standing on our feet. All right. The real men are standing up, not these simps, these Queen of Heaven worshipers that she was so accustomed to be around. That, you know. And shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Most High Yahweh thy power? Where is your God? You been out there for all that? Okay, cool. All right. Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Why? Because she dependent on this devil, our enemy, you know. And now these things are come back to bite her in the ass. Isaiah 32 and 9. And what does the heading there say? Complacent women warned of disaster, but they're not taking heed. Warned of disaster. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear to my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you, and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins, implying that the good times are over. The lean, very lean times are coming. What you gonna do now? You talked all that shit. You said you can do it all by yourself. Cool. Cool. 12. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. All those programs that this devil set up. to do exactly what it did, to lure you away from the family, to get the man out the house. All this shit you did. And it was funny. You got support from the enemy. From the white woman, that Gloria Steinem bitch, who it turned out she was working for the CIA. And guess what? To destabilize our family structure. And they did exactly that. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. All right? And that shit is drying up. Because Jim Crow Joe Biden, all right, whom you voted in, you motherfuckers that got caught up in your feelings, not realizing or doing your research and finding out that this motherfucker is a worse racist than Trump. So see what getting caught up in your emotions gets you? And I can say that because I didn't vote for the motherfucker. I didn't vote for either one. Because both, this is all bullshit. It's theater. Neither one of these motherfuckers has done anything for us since we've been over here. It's all a fucking game. So anyway, back to this. This is, I didn't want to go this long, but hey. This is, of course, from Newsbreak, by way of Madame Noor. So, yeah, once again, this young lady that played for Duke, volleyball program down there at Duke University. She got it from both sides, really. On her side, they never stepped in for her. Like the one commenter said, that action or inaction, rather, spoke volumes for her teammates that let that go on during the course of the whole game. That's bullshit. Like I said, I would look for another school. Fuck them. But in any case, anyone who views this, I hope you're edified. Hey, till the next one. Shalom.